As you all know, Julius Malema with the EFF, they are celebrating their 10th anniversary of their political party since it had come to existence. They've been trying to mobilize people around the country through different events, from march, from the meetings, and they do this in order for them to celebrate together this special moment. Now, among one of their guests, they decided to invite Professor Patrick Lumumba, who have to come and give a speech. We all know that this man is one of the Pan-Africans who have a very good reputation out there and is well respected among Africans. But his invitation to the EFF meeting, it was not welcome this time to some of the people in the country. When Professor P.L.O. Lumumba was giving his speech inside the EFF event, something had happened. Something serious was taking place outside the wall where they were located. The anti-gay and lesbian, they were protesting outside, condemning the EFF why they had invited Professor Patrick Lumumba to come and give a speech in their event. When one of the protesters were asked this question, here's what he had to say.
Most of all, what is important here, what has taken place, we saw an organization that is organizing to invite a homophobe, a person who refused to recognize people that recognize themselves as a particular identity, the LGBTQ community. People are not happy, people are angry. As you can see, there are hundreds of students, staff, and community members who are here.
Okay, this is the gay and lesbian people protesting outside the hall where the EFF event was taking place. Well, we'll discuss that in a bit, but before we get to continue, I want us to also have listened to what the EFF representative have to come also and said about this. Because we can't just comment one side of the story. It is better to understand both sides before we get to give you our analysis. So have listened to what the EFF representative have to said about this prostate.
You know, I think we should ask a question of where is the EFF stance when it comes to the LGBTQI community. The EFF is for the people and for the human rights. And we know LGBTQI community rights are human rights as well. So we cannot be answering on behalf of someone who says things in his personal capacity for whatever reason. We do not know why he said that. But
all right, let us have a conversation, guys. You know, I'm now having an impression if like we are having another United States. Yes, but this time in Africa, because when this matter of the gay and lesbian marriage, or should I say a law which is supposed to be signed by the president of Uganda, since it has been announced, I get to see how people trying to become to victimize themselves, you know, even in the way of doing things. And I get to see that it is now imposing each and every individuals, whether it is a journalist or whether it is a pastors, whether it is individuals, actually everyone, they have to start positioning themselves, all because of this fact of gay and lesbian marriage. And I'm now having the impression if like we all have to say yes even if you are against something, or we all have to say no if you are against something. If you will ask those who always watch me, they'll tell you that I never really want to comment about this because I never see any reason why I should go and comment about it. But looking on how things are going now, I believe that we will all now be forced to give our opinions and our point of view on these matters, because it is now taking another directions. Instead of us focusing on things that are very important, instead of us focusing on things which are affecting Africa, we have to sit down now and start discussing of who said what and who did what. Africa have a lot already on the table, and this is supposed to be the time to be focusing on things that could help Africa to move forward in a good way and develop this beautiful continent. Instead, that is not the case, because we are now getting to focus on the matters that are dividing us instead of uniting us as Africa people. Let us ask ourselves this simple question: why these people have to go and organize their strike in front of the EFF manifestations? Let us just say that maybe it makes sense for them to do so, but all this time why they never do it? Because there is many places, the right place actually, in front of right people whom this kind of a strike is supposed to take place, but we never see any of them. Why do they have to come and strike in front of a Professor Lumumba? For what reason that motivate them to come and do all these things only where the EFF they were gathering? Of course it is because they want to pass a message. Of course it is because EFF, with someone such as Patrice Lumumba, they have a very big audience out there, and when they speak, the world can get to listen to their message. So this was another way of them preparing in order for them to come and try to damage the image of EFF, for them to say that look what EFF is encouraging. And they are forgetting everything that EFF have done about these gay and lesbian people. We see them how they get the courage to go in the prostate at the university, but they never had the courage to go and prostate at Union Building when Yoweri Museveni was visiting South Africa earlier this year. They could not have the courage to go even to the Uganda embassy to go and prostate over there. They don't even have the courage to go on the street of South Africa to show how unhappy they are about these new bills that's been signed by Yoweri Museveni. But yet they have the courage to go and prostate at the university because they know that this is Julius Malema will be sitting there and this is Lumumba will be sitting there. Now the question is Lumumba, who had voted for that bills to be passed in the parliament of Uganda? Is it Lumumba who had signed in behalf of Yoweri Museveni as the president of Uganda? Why are they trying to put all their hangers on Lumumba? Why are they doing all this only when they see the EFF? Guys, you must understand something here. You can't just think that this is all about gay and lesbian people. This could be also a political game which is being played at the moment. You're never gonna tell. Because remember, students in these countries, they are doing part of political parties. Each and every political parties in the campus, they usually have their student over there. And they try to challenge each other there. They do also their politics. They are running kind of like a political party campaigns inside school. And if it happened that the EFF decided to invite a person such as Professor Patrice Lumumba, obviously that would be in the behalf of the EFF. But what about in the behalf of the ANC, DA and other political parties? Do you think they'll go and support the succeed of the EFF in that campus or university? Obviously, they're not going to support it. They're never going to support them because they know that it's not going to work in their advantage. And if the opportunity shows up for them to ruin or destroy that manifestation, they'll do so with a pleasure. That is just another way of you understanding this matter. It could be that some other political parties plan all this in order for them to come and sabotage what EFF was planning in that university. Because if these people really want to strike against Patrice Lumumba, they will have done so in many places, in different occasions, whether it is within South Africa or even outside South Africa. That does not even apply. If these people really wanted to strike, they will have even started doing so from the moment when Yoweri Museveni was about to sign these bills. They did not do that. Yoweri Museveni even came here and go back. No one prostate, no one speak about, not even one person, as it says the EFF representative.
Most importantly is that it looks like South Africans have an amnesia. When Museveni came here, there wasn't even a single message. Twitter was not a buzz. Social media was not a buzz. Union buildings had no protesters outside. The airport where he landed had no protesters. Parliament did not have protesters. Why must we be the ones that must be dealing with other people's things? We have a program, we have a strategy in place, we are dealing with our issues and the issues of people. Human rights is one of them, and we cannot be now held accountable for things that we don't do.
So guys, sometimes you might have the right to do something, maybe a good reason for you to prostate or march, but the intention that you provide behind those reasons might end up changing things around. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video, that I'm now having the impression if like we're having another United States of America in Africa. Why did I say so? Of course, because we know that Americans are the biggest bully out there. They will bully you, and if you try to go away with it, they'll start bragging too much, complaining too much, giving too much reason, crying like babies around the world. And that is how I'm feeling about these things of a gay and lesbian. Politicians are taking this as their own matters, and they are now trying to use them. They are not trying to influence them and try to distract other people when we still have a lot of things on the table that we're supposed to be focusing on. Today they are coming and saying that no, the EFF have done this. But guys, are them referring to the same EFF which had marched all the way to the Uganda embassy, where the EFF leader Julius Malema had to give a very harsh message to the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, by telling him that he should stop what he's doing? EFF, they did their part. We all know what is their position. It's not like I'm taking position here or not. I'm just trying to work on the facts and reminding you, maybe just in case you had forgotten, helping you with a second eye just in case you are lacking one to see things properly, that the EFF, they had given their point of view about these things. They even did what most of people could not even do. When the government of the ANC, they were busy welcoming Yoweri Museveni in the red carpet, the EFF were on the street with their people to the Uganda embassy and read a very big memorandum which was handed by to the Ugandan embassy, and asking the President Yoweri Museveni to not do such a things. Now, where are you putting all this? All the suddenly now EFF, they are not in the good position, all because they invite someone whom he had given his also point of view about this gay and lesbian marriage. And just maybe because it goes against you. Guys, I thought we were living in democracy country. I thought we were living in democracy time. Why not allowing other people's point of view also to count? Why do you have to impose other people about how you want things to be done? Julius Malema with the EFF, they had given their position, and their message was loud and clear when Julius Malema said this.
Leave us out of your stupidity. We are not part of that. We are Africans, and we are with the LGBTQI plus community, and we are proud Africans, and we are not ashamed of being Africans. And we are standing here in front of the Ugandan embassy, our embassy, because anything African is us. Don't make this place smell of blood of innocent people. We want to stop you before you make shame of yourself. Those parliamentarians who passed that bill in Uganda, shame on them. They must know that they are going to be killed themselves. One day, with this law, Museveni can wake up and say Bobby Wine is gay. Not because he's gay, but because he's disagreeing with him politically. He just says he's gay. According to law, he must be killed. He's going to use this law to kill his political opponents, and he must be stopped, and he must be stopped now.
Can you tell me now, when Julius Malema said all this, was he saying it in behalf of these same people who are trying to prostate, or was he saying it in behalf of the EFF members? Now you see where comes the confusion. Do you now understand when I'm saying that this is another way of other political parties who are trying to sabotage what the EFF they are trying to do? Because remember, for the fact that the EFF they are celebrating their 10th anniversary, that is not a joke. Because within only 10 years of these political parties, they have managed to do quite a lot of things. They have achieved a lot of things. I can testify to that. Around Africa, there is some African leaders who are in the opposition political parties which last for more than 40 years, yet they are not able to achieve even a small group of people who can remain loyal to that political parties. So seeing Julius Malema with the EFF, how far they have come and what they have achieved, obviously any political party out there, they'll try everything by all means to make it fail from everything that they don't want to see them succeeding. And here, for an example, I can give you a very easy example. DA, the president of DA decided to speak officially, declaring a war that the EFF with Julius Malema will be considered as their first enemy when it comes to the political battle.
And today, I publicly declare Julius Malema's EFF to be political enemy number one of the Democratic Alliance. And I commit the DA to fight back against the EFF at every turn, with the ultimate aim of defeating the Doomsday Coalition that could seal South Africa's fate next year. Throughout this period of this leadership campaign, I have reflected deeply upon the risk of the EFF coming to power and the demands that this places on the DA.
We are not making up a story. These are the words of the president of DA. He spoke about it more clearly. And the president of EFF was also given a chance for him to come and respond back about this. When he was asked this question by JJ Taban, president of EFF Julius Malema said this.
John Steenhuisen has declared you enemy number one.
Yeah.
And has he's couched something called the Doomsday EFF ANC coalition. He's saying this must be avoided at all costs. And they're going to have a moonshot. It's moonshot.
Moonshot pact,
They're going to fly to the moon.
Yeah.
And make sure that you never even smell power. Right? What do you think of that? Do you think that that was a little bit, for lack of a better word, ill-considered to write off a party that's already number 3, that could easily be number 2 in the next election, ahead of an election? Or you think that it was good because you fundamentally are in opposite poles in terms of a possible coalition come 2024?
Well, I sympathize with him because he's number 2 and the EFF is breathing on his neck. So early January, Ipsos does a research, put the DA at 22, and then later around March or so, and then on first one put DA 22, EFF 13, and then come back around March to put DA 16, EFF 13. So the EFF hasn't grown, hasn't declined, but the DA has declined. And the DA has got authentic internal report that shows them that the EFF is passing you. So now you are busy fighting with number 1 and there is a person here who's disturbing you. You have to stop so that you stop this one and then maintain your position so that you can fight with that one. So their stopping is because the EFF is breathing on their neck. And they've come to accept that the EFF is going to pass the DA. And then they do a moonshot pact and then exclude the EFF. The EFF would like to work with opposition parties to remove the corrupt ANC from power, but also to give the people of South Africa something different. But we cannot impose ourselves on the opposition parties. If they don't want us, we'll work with those who want to work with us.
Now, with all this being said, with all this footage being played to you, you will understand that this is not just a simple game. Anything that is possible. Could be politics who are trying to challenge each other, and also you have to see the location where this event took place. Which area is it? Then after then, you'll understand why I said all that. But guys, let us focus a little bit now on what Professor Lumumba had said. What did he exactly said that really pissed off these people? In order for us to understand, Here's one of the interview that the Professor Lumumba had given on the ACBC. They had asked him about this same question of the gay and lesbian people marriage being signed inside Uganda by the President Yoweri Museveni. Lumumba had said this.
On that one, I agree with President. It's not about President Museveni. I personally have supported President Museveni on that bill, and this is a point. This is an issue on which we'll have different opinions. The regime of rights which we are being asked to follow is a regime of rights that was imposed by the Western world in 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. When the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was being initiated in Paris, no African country was independent. And at that time, they say the civil and political rights were the most important. Then they said that economic and cultural rights were important. Then they say development rights. Now they say all rights are interdependent and therefore they are universal. When the white man came here and imposed laws on us, whether it's the common law or the Dutch Roman law, they told us at that time that there is something called sex against the order of nature. Has nature changed? So we must be very slow to personalize laws. We must be very slow. And these arguments that they bring about bills relating to LGBTQ, they'll never say them to the Arabs. They'll never go to Kuwait. They'll never go to Bahrain. They'll never go to Brunei. They'll never go to Saudi Arabia. They'll never go to Indonesia to tell them. It is Africans who they think are tails to be wagged. So on this issue, the government of the Uganda and the people of Uganda, I am with them 100%. There is no freedom outside of the law.
How do you balance the decision or right to choose?
Choose what? The choice must be limited according to the mores of a different community. And in any event, should we be talking about LGBTQ when we have no food on the table? And the danger, including with you journalists, is that now when you interview people, you have your own position that you want to impose on us. We refuse. Remember, in matters of morality, numbers don't matter. It is the mores. You may disagree with me, but I'm telling you without batting an eyelid and unapologetically that some of us oppose LGBTQ, and you who are anchors, I'm now telling you, because I've seen it with other anchors from other parts of the world, you have a position and you want to impose on us. We refuse. Yours is to midwife, to ensure that my views, if others have a different view, you go and interview them. But from where I sit, I oppose LGBTQ with every ounce in my life.
Including that they must be killed?
Who said they must be killed? No, there is nobody who has said that they must. I want you to read the law. They have not said that. Nobody has said that.
This is a man who's giving his point of view. This is a man who's trying to remind Africans where are we coming from and where we are going. This is a man who's trying to let Africans know that you don't have to sit down and let someone to come and tell you how to do things on your own. Why is it so hard for us at least to open our eyes and understand that a lot of these things that is ongoing, they're not things that used to happen during the time of our forefathers. These are not things that it is part of Africans. Why is it so hard to understand that we have to find a proper way of dealing with this kind of matters instead of making it become like something that has to come and divide us? You know, I like it the most when he had to say that when we're supposed to be focusing on serious matters that can build Africa, serious matters that can make Africa get to develop, we are here talking about this. And I totally agree with him on this one. I'm sorry, that is also my point of view, because the energy that we're seeing on this, guys, you should see, I saw through the media, whether it is the interview, whether it is people talking about the energy that we put on this kind of matters. Even those who are going to strike, the energy that they put on this, I'm like, oh God, until when Africa will be able to set themselves free from all this system of things. Because when we need people to put this kind of effort and energy, we don't see it. When we need people to go on the road to march for maybe food pricing, unemployment, the unite of Africa, the one currency, African one currency, we don't see people coming forward to say that, yes, I'm here, I'm willing to be part of this march, I'm willing to join you in your strike. No one does that. But only just because of this, it has to make Africans to the point of having now different opinions. This one said that, this one said that. I believe even some of us, since we are trying to give our analysis about this, I believe tomorrow someone will come and also say something about us, because maybe they feel like we're being harsh on them, or maybe they feel like, no, we're being harsh on ourselves. So guys, this is just a man who was giving his point of view, and it is up to these people to take it or not. If they want to strike, if they want to stand against everyone who's against these new bills and whatsoever they call it, then they know where to go. They should go to Uganda, starting with the men who had brought this new law to the parliament before they get to vote for it. Deal with that person first, then go after all the deputy who were sitting in that parliament that day to vote for that bill to pass. After finishing with them, go to the Madam Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. Deal with her as well. Once you're done with her, then you can go to Yoweri Museveni as the president of the country. Go and tell him that, no, Mr. President, you have to back off. Don't you do this, because you'll find us in your way. That is how this march normally is supposed to be. But going to the EFF, a political party which they had organized on their own, they organized a march in support of gay and lesbian. Ask some of us, will tell you. I remember some people stopped even believing the EFF and the Julius Malema, all just because they had that courage. They took that risk to go on the streets and start marching in support of these people. And some people, they feel like, okay, I don't like what EFF they are doing. But we never see EFF complaining about it. They accept that, no, this is what we call democracy. You can be against me, but that does not mean that my point of view or my opinions, it is a must for you to believe it. No. Same as yours as well. Your opinions, you don't have to come and impose your opinions on me. That's exactly is the problem. Because many people feel like this problem here, it is all about because maybe we have friends who are part of it, or maybe we have our partners who are part of it, brothers or sisters who are having this same problem. No. So guys, we should understand and make peace with it. If EFF decides to invite Patrice Lumumba, is not because of what he had said in the Twitter about gay and lesbian people, but it's because of other serious topic or matters that they get to share the same visions. Yes, you can be good friends, but you can't be good friends at everything, because at a certain period there'll be things that you guys will have to go two separate ways. You guys will have to disagree of one another. I'm going to give you another example that I always listen whenever Julius Malema is talking. He always says something like, in the ANC, he actually have a lot of friends over there. They do meet, they do drink and chill together. But when it comes to politics, when it comes to matters that they don't agree with each other, they go their separate ways. That is how democracy works. That is how things are supposed to be working normal. And not just because someone is against you and you have to go and try to distract other people. So for me, I'll insist again and say that I have the impression that it was not all about gay and lesbian people. This is strike outside of the location where EFF they were having this event. It had something to do with other political parties which have to come and try to challenge the EFF, which had to come and make the EFF fail through that event. Now the question is, for how long will this have to continue? Well, we shall wait to find out what will happen. Guys, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was very important that we get also to give our point of view and give you our best analysis about these matters. We are looking forward to see what will happen next. So if this is your first time to be on this video, do us your favor. Before you get to leave, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Give me your thumbs up. I will really do appreciate, because on this channel we do talk, we do have a serious conversation, because we do educate, we discuss about different matters, especially what is happening in Africa continent. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until now, may God bless you all. But for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.